Hello, everybody. So we're going to package up 2 orders to send out this afternoon. And then we'll review our prices because the set just released for Magic. This last week it's been in pre-release. So some sellers on TCG Player actually blocked from posting pre-release cards. So once it fully releases, which it did at midnight last night, then those sellers are able to put their listings up. So you see drops in prices, sometimes raising in prices. I mean, it just kind of depends. Mostly drops. So we're going to go ahead and get everything kind of set up. Give me a second here and I'll... Alright, so I'm not actually going to show my browser while I'm doing this because the information that you would be able to see while I'm doing this is personal and private information. So I will not be showing my browser for the packaging. But I will tell you what was purchased and what's going in the package so we can get all that cleared up. Alright. So the first order, just a small order, 1 card. We've got the Cauldron of Essence Soul. So there's that. And we got the second order. do take okay. Oh, hello. We'll lower that down. That was kind of a whiplash moment there. Guess I loosened it too much. Okay. There we go. All right, so we got Cauldron of Essence. It's got an inner sleeve on it. And we're going to use because it's less than a $10 card, we're going to put it in the semi-rigid top loader. Just very gently push it down in. Right. That's what it looks like there. And then get our tape, and if I can find my scissors. Where did my scissors go? Hmm. I guess I can get my Cricut scissors out. I don't know where my regular scissors went. Weird. Alright. And take the tape. Get about that much. Cut it. And I fold the corners down. A triangle on the tip there. That's going to provide an easy pull tab so that when they receive the card, all they have to do is grab that and pull that off. It doesn't leave residue. So that basically, I put that on there to keep the card from sliding out during shipping. So it should keep it in there pretty good. And we just slide that in there. And then I'm going to print out Print out the packing slip. And the packing slip includes a QR code to our store. Um, it has our store website, eBay store website on it, our reviews, and feedback rating. We're a top rated seller on eBay. And it also includes a nice little note from us, even though it says it's from me, it's from both Jason and I. Can't change that, I guess, that part, I guess. And then it has, of course, like your general receipt. So the item that you purchased, the amount, what you paid, and shipping and taxes and all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to wait for that to print here. And we're going to go back. And we're going to go ahead and purchase the shipping label that the customer paid for. Try and fold this without showing personal information. Alright, so I fold it basically in three, and then I fold it again a little bit. It gives a stronger grip here when you're going to pull it out the package. We're going to put that in with the card. Alright, so now we've got that in there. It slides down in there. Go ahead and seal that up, and then we go to the post office. They'll put the label on this part. So when we have multiple orders, I usually write the buyer's name, last name here, so that we know which package goes to whom. I'm not going to show that on the stream, but I am going to do that because we have another order going out. But you get these nice pretty blue bubble mailer in the mail. Apparently this person doesn't put their last name on their mailbox, so, or on their mailing information. That's kind of weird. I guess they your postman knows who they are. All right, so that's that one. So we were able to print out everything, got it all packaged up. We're going to go back and do the next one. So here's the envelope for that. Here are the cards. So the Jessica's Will Japanese alt art package sold. And we're going to use, because it's a higher value card, we're going to use the rigid top loaders. And there's 6 cards. So we're going to do the 2 most expensive groupings in the dividers, and then we're going to put the less expensive one in between. The rigid top loaders don't hold as many cards as the semi-rigid. The semi-rigid card holders or top loaders hold 5 to 6 cards. I mean, it just really depends on how many are foils and in inner sleeves and whatnot. And even though these only have one that's like a foil, and the rest of them are all non-foil. We got Winds of Abandon, Shamanic Revelation is the foil, Silver Scrolls foil, Veil of Summer, and then we have Culling Ritual and Shatter. So Shamanic Revelation is the only one that's a foil, but I didn't want to, because of the value of the Jessica's Will, I didn't want to put all 6 cards in one top loader. So that's why we're doing it this way for this package. So I am going to actually cut and corner like this 4 pieces of tape, because it's going to be taped on all 4 sides to hold that middle pack in place so it doesn't shift in the package. So that again, nice corners for pull tabs. Put my scissors away. All right. So again, we're going to print that out, and then I'll start working on this part. All right, so that should print. All right, so first one, I'm going to put that in here. And then I usually, like with the penny sleeves, I'll put my finger in between here and just press down gently on the top of the cart to get those in there. And I kind of squeeze the side, and it goes down in there nice and centered. All right, so that's the first one. And we've got the Shamanic Revelation and Veil of Summer. Again, nice even pressure, slightly kind of pop the, there we go. All right, now the way we do this is we go ahead and we put this one on here like this. We put the top one kind of lined up, and then I make sure they're nice and even. And then I take the first tape, and I take one side, and then I always go to like the back. I do the top one last. We used to have business cards made up. We need to get some more because typically what we would do is actually include a business card with our packages. Information we may include on that would be business name, our names, contact information, what different social media we're on, and like our eBay store website. Um, we have Facebook, YouTube now. So we got to get some new ones made up with up-to-date information and adding in the extra um, social media information. So you see here that like they'll have these nice little pull tabs to pull these off. So you ain't gotta sit there and scratch at the top loader or anything like that. Nice easy opening. And this is a pretty good order, so using those rigid top loaders. Again, I'm going to try and do this without showing information. I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to fold it over again. Again, so it's a little bit thicker so I can pull that out nice and easy. This time I'll do it this way. It's a little bit thicker. Goes in together. There we go. So the cards actually, like I put them in so that they're right about centered. Now they may go all the way to the bottom or all the way to the top during shipping. I can't control that, but they're pretty well protected. These are good bubble mailers, as well as the top loaders. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and seal that over. A nice seal on it. The only way that I would, the only thing I would ever change about these bubble mailers is to make them, completely seal off to ensure that, having extra sticky stuff, on the side here. So that if for some reason they get dropped in the puddle by the mailman or, something like that, it wouldn't ruin what's inside of it. But you can only control so much when you do this kind of business. So this is the best we got. Again, nice, even package. And then we're going to go ahead and weigh this one because we use the rigid top loaders. I'm going to make sure that when I print out the label, or purchase the label, I should say, it's the right weight. So it's saying 1.7. So I round that up to 2 ounces. And then say that's within the 1 inch. Alright. Now, however, we did want to make sure we wanted to pay signature on this one. Sure. Here we go. Requires signature. So the customer paid for their shipping, first class shipping, um, which is calculated based on where it's going to and all that, and the size and weight of the package. Uh, so we're actually going to, because of the price of this order, we're going to go ahead and add additional liability coverage and require a signature at delivery for this order. We will message the customer and let them know that we have added the signature at delivery due to the price of the purchase. I don't know what that was. So, yeah, I mean, we end up paying a little bit more than what they did for shipping, but that's okay. Right? So that's that one. I'm going to go ahead and write their last name on here off camera. And then scale away. Just before I forget, I'm going to Alright, so basically the message that I sent, pretty simple, straightforward message. It just said we added signature at delivery due to the amount of your purchase at no cost to you. That way it's very clear that we're not charging them for that extra cost. This helps ensure you are the recipient of the package. So that is what I sent. It should give them. We need to look at prices. We did have a customer that asked what inner sleeves we've been using. It was actually the person who bought the set deck that we had for sale. Um, so I did respond to his message, but I also figured that maybe the next time we get a pack, because I think we're just about out. Next time we get one, then I will actually uh, I'll add it into one of our lives or whatever so that y'all can see what inner sleeves we're using. They're the Game Genic ones, but I know that our store has that we buy them at said that, um, and not just for those, but for other things too that they purchase as a business from distributors. They'll sometimes get not only the brand name, but they get an off-brand, but it's made by the same manufacturer. Um, so he's not sure which ones exactly they are, but he knows that they're manufactured by Game Genic. So I'll have to include that next time. All right. So Jason said that he did kind of go in and update some of these already. Um, so I'm just gonna verify that they don't need to be altered anymore. Changes in pricing. I don't think there will really be any changes on these because the ones that we already listed for these, this one sold, but the rest of them are older cards. Most of them the ones that we already have posted are. Cross that one off because we sold it. We had Oil buy. So we sold this. And then so we want to look up Artist of Ideation, Archmage Emeritus, Pognify, and Stock Up, and the token. Pognify. Go to Marketplace. Go ahead and switch over. Had storms in the area and stuff today, so yesterday and today. Yesterday. I don't know. I can't remember. But we definitely had some this morning. And it's still kind of rainy and yucky outside. Alright, so the narrative ideation, extended art, and we do also have that on the red blue package too. That was the $46 one, so we're gonna see what the non-foil one was too. So let's look at the normal one first. That one market price is down to 38. Looks like 33, 34, 35. We'll go with 33, I guess. So that did drop down a little bit. And if we do foil, so foil seems to be dropping pretty quick. Like it used to be 80 bucks. That was pre-release prices. I can talk. It's been selling about $49, 48, 49 for the non or for the foil near mint. Let's do that specifically near mint. So we got 45 being the lowest, 47. See, this went from having two listings at like 300 bucks. And now we've got like 149 listings. So that drastically like lowers the price, right? So during the pre-release week, there were some that sold for like 80 bucks. Um, all those were like bought out. 80, $90 ones were all bought out. I think even a few sold for 100 before it dropped down to 80. And then once all the lower ones got bought out, then they were marketing them for like 150. Um, those all got bought out. And then a second one, we go look at the last page, might still be listed as that unless they changed it. Oh yeah, there's plenty that are actually marking them for like 350, 300, 200, 192. Like you got a lot of people listing them higher up. Um, this page is 20. under 100, down to like $90 there. So we've got 10 pages that are less than $90. Um, and you just got like a whole range of them here. And people want theirs to sell first, so, it's like a seller goes on there and they say, okay, the lowest listing is $75. I'm going to do $74.99 so that they can sell it faster because they think somebody will buy it for a penny less, which happens. But you go back here, and this is how we get all the way from 100, 300, 200, $150 all the way down to $45. Is because every time somebody lists one, they're going lower than the lowest, and it just like snowballs. And you get all the way down to 45. Now this is awesome for players who are just trying to buy the card for play purposes. I am not saying that there's anything wrong with this happening. I am just saying that like when every seller is trying to outbeat the next seller to get theirs to sell first so that they can rack up the numbers, and hopefully they're doing all best practices and they're getting 100% feedback, positive feedback. So the more numbers you have in sales, and if it says 100% feedback, now that could be based on you may have, like this person has 25,000 plus sales and 100% feedback, but how many people actually, did feedback for them? Now it could be really good. Like they have, not bad, they have 11,466 ratings, and they're all 5-star. There's no 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, there's a few. There's like 7, 2, and 1. So I mean, that's not even significant enough to really say that they're not doing a good job. Like they're obviously doing a good job because with their shipping, because they've got over almost 11,500 positive 5-star reviews in the last 12 months, and they have 25,000 plus sales, which means on average that's almost half of their customer base is providing feedback, and it's positive, and it's 5 stars. So like that's really, really good reviews for this person. Now they're listing at the absolute lowest, and sometimes that's how you get the reviews. That's how you get positive reviews from customers. You're the lowest price, you provide good shipping, you protect the cards. Um, that's really how to get the best ratings and everything. And they've been doing it for 9 years, so it doesn't even have to be that they're selling a whole lot all the time. But after 9 years on TCG Player, yeah, I imagine they probably have, that many sales, even as a LGS, even if they're LGS store. But for our purposes, that means that we need to drop this price down, probably on this package. So we have to figure out what price we want to put it at. I don't really like putting it at the lowest, the absolute lowest, but I don't want to go too high either. So I think we're going to go kind of middle of first page, which looks like about $45. So that's going to drop from an $80 value down to $45, not quite half. And that's just from the set fully releasing and more people being able to post cards for sale on TCG Player. Which is why we kind of like go over what we have listed so that we can make those changes. So we're going to see what Winds of Abandon is doing. Or not Winds of Abandon. Oh my goodness. Archmage. I'm thinking of the order we just sent out. Archmage. Emeritus. Now this was like $17 is what I had it at. And yeah, it's foil. Really? What? Why did it do that? Oh, I hate it when it does that. Arc Mage. Emeritus Borderless. Alright. Foil. So yeah, it's dropped a little bit. Quite a bit, actually. So we're looking at about $9 now on this one. And then we go to Pognify. So you don't see as much movement with these ones. So we had this one at $4, I think. And it's not as big of a difference, but that's just because the undercutting isn't happening in large gaps. It's literally happening almost, like 25 cents, 50 cents, pennies. Um, so yeah, like $3 is about the average on the first page, plus shipping. 3, 3, 3. So it looks like you have at least 3 pages, maybe 4, at around the 3 to 3.25 mark. So I guess we'll just go with $3 on it. It's only $1 difference. And we got the Frog Lizard token, the boar on the back, or on the front, whichever way you look at it. Really. Foil. And there's really no price point on them because nobody's buying them yet. But people do have it marked down under $1 because, again, trying to undercut. Honestly, I think now that's kind of ridiculous though. $50 for that? No. Somebody trying to manipulate the pricing. Not like I mean, you got somebody trying to do it for 37 cents and somebody trying to do it for like $50. And you get, say, like, they don't have any data on this because there really hasn't been any, like, there's not been any sales, nothing. Looks like the listed medium is 147. I think I'm just going to keep it at $2. Because I don't think $2 for this token is that bad of a price. I mean, I'd pay it. Frog lizard tokens, hard to find typically. Alright, and then the last card is Sako. We had it at $5 value. Looks like it's going for about $3 to $4 now. I think I'm gonna go with $4 on this one. Alright, so that's gonna change from 108, 9, 14, 18, 23, down to 63. So obviously right now this is listed for way too much on our eBay store. It almost feels like a market crash. That's crazy, but um, so yeah, we're gonna change the price and probably gonna change it to $59.99. You get a free token and $1 off. Uh, Red lot. There was more with this one, so alright, that's gonna give us our all of the cards names, so we can look these up quick. Alright, so we got the Phi and the Tempest, extended art foil, I don't know why it keeps doing that, but that is so annoying. Alright, so again, it has significantly dropped. It, I think that one was $15. No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong list. That one was like $2 before. Take it down to Just say $1. The next one was Resonating Loot. So it looks like this one's holding fairly steady. I had it. That's one of the instances where people basically were, they didn't really drop. Like they thought that that was a fair price for the card. And it's even really going like up from that. You know, you're probably at $5 by page 4 here. Yeah. So it says land you control have tap add 2 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to cast instant and sorcery spells. And this artifact also has tap, draw a card, activate only if you have 7 or more cards in your hand. So this is going to go really well in a Spellslinger deck. So I can see why people would be maintaining the value of it, and even like increasing it a bit. This is what we want to see. We want to see cards valued for what they are, not just people undercutting pennies and stuff to get the lowest card listed. Like, what is a fair value for the card? What the card does? Um, yeah, you got like special arts and foil and all that kind of stuff that you add into the mix, which can either increase or decrease the value. But it's like, what does the card do? How valuable is it going to be in the different formats? Because you've got Commander, you've got Modern, you've got Standard. Like, there's different, you know, purposes for them. And this is a very versatile card for a Spellslinger deck, instant sorcery, blue red, so many different combos that this can actually help with. Um, and just giving your lands an additional color or an additional mana. I mean, it's practically like doubles your mana just having the artifact out. So, good. I like it. I don't have a blue red deck, but if I did, I'd probably put that in there, no problem. Like, hands down, no questions. Next card is, we already did, which was the Emeritus of Ideation, non-foil, extended art. And that's at 33 right now. So we've got our $5 ones. Or what were $5 ones. So we've got um, Pensive Professor and Nexus Mentality. So we'll do Pensive Professor. I believe that's extended art. I don't think oh, there it is. Pensive Professor, extended art. There's a few cards in between these. Why? TCG Player needs to fix their website because every time I try to go to a new card and I click on it, it doesn't change the page. It doesn't leave what I was already on. Every time. Alright, so this was a $5 card. Its lowest listing now is $2.49. So what does this card do? Increment. I need text for increment because that's a new mechanic and I have no idea what it does. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on this creature, draw a card. I mean, that's pretty good. Now what does increment do? If we original, like the regular pensive professor, it should show us the dummy text. Alright, so increment is whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay. So this would go really good in, I mean, it would go good in basically any blue deck, but especially in one with proliferate. So it doesn't say a specific type of spell. And so creatures, instants, sorceries, enchantments, artifacts, all of that is considered a spell. So it's basically whenever you cast anything, if the amount of mana you spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So if you get that out early game, because it only costs 1 and 2 blue. So if you get it out early game and nobody kills it, that could actually get to be a pretty big creature and be really great for card draw. At the very least, it's great early game card draw. Um, so I don't know. I think I'm not gonna go with the lowest price. It was a $5 value. Let's see how soon it takes us to get to $5 on what page. Or no. Okay, so it takes a little bit, so let's go ahead with 350, I think. Yeah. Because by the end of page 2, you're at 338, which is close enough to 350. We'll go with 350. And then Nexus, Mentality, which has a lot of text on it. So we'll see. Nexus. Extended art. It says choose one if you control a commander. As you cast the spell, you may choose both instead. Again, it did the thing. Why? I'm gonna just start copying just going to type it all out. Mentality. And I'm just going to start copying that before I actually click on the thing so that I can do it faster. Non-foil extended our lowest listing 74 cents, which is a huge difference from $1.50. Like you're taking 75 cents, half off. Okay. Another thing I kind of consider too is like, how far do I gotta get before I would buy a card from someone? So, for example, I usually try to avoid shipping costs as much as possible. So, like, I would go with something that has free shipping over $5 typically, and has like all the icons. I need to buy a card for personal use. So this would be the first one where I would probably feel confident enough to go ahead and put that in my cart. And they have like five of them. So I would only need to purchase three, or I'd just get a playset from them and do four just to get the free shipping. Unless they had other cards that I needed. So I think I'm going to go with $2. So we'll drop that down too. Alright, next up is Spell Pierce and Sleight of Hand. Oh, now it actually did. I still. Okay, so I typed it all out. I copied it because every single time it doesn't like go to the one that I typed in. So I do all that, and then it does what I tell it to. It's so frustrating. Sure. Looks like this one's dropped down quite a bit. couple that weren't really worth much. That might have been one that wasn't included, actually. Sleight of hand. Did I spell it wrong? I probably did. Alright, sorry about that. Took a moment. Alright, so sleight of hand really, I think those two, spell pierce and sleight of hand, I didn't include in the price on this anyway. There's kind of bonus cards. Um, so let's try flashback. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. So I had this at $7.50 originally. So it looks like it's gone down a little bit. Got 186 listings. I think we'll just drop it down to $7 even. I like even numbers. Alright, and then the next one is Choreograph Sparks. Choreograph. Extended art, non-foil. This was all non-foil. So market price $1.70. I had it at $2.50. Hmm, I think we can go down to like $1.50. Sure. All right, and then I have one more. I don't know which one. Maybe this one. I guess we can try big score. Yeah, some thunder. Ooh, I don't know if you heard that one on stream or not, but all right, big score, market price 86 cents. I had it down for $1.50, which is a really good card. It was really popular back when it came out in oh, what's that? Was that? Was it New Capenna? I think it was New Capenna. So I think we'll just go ahead and put it at $1. All right. So transition back here. So we've got 36, 37, 38, 40, 42, 43, 44, 45, 52. So we're going to change that to $49.99. We had it listed at 65, I think. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna change that down to $49.99. That gives a couple bucks off. Basically get like, actually let's do $47.99. You're gonna get 3 cards for free basically. Well, 6 cards actually. Because 3 of the cards weren't worth enough to really even count. Um, all right. So there was some watchers on that one, so um, if you're watching this and you were a watcher on that lot, the price is now updated. Should get a notification in eBay that the price dropped. Okay, we had 1 watcher in it, but that's still not bad. All right. Then we're going to do the black-white bundle. Alright, so this one had the most. Let's put that there. most cards in it. And it's currently listed at $39.99. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one up as well. So that we can see all the cards. So 10 of them were high enough to make the cut for price wise. So first we're going to look up Silver Quill himself. Did it again. Grr. Okay. Alright. It is non-foil. We had it at $15. Market price is $13.79. Lowest listing 11. Do we get to 15 by on page 2? That is the question. No, 14. So we'll knock it down to 13. Alright, and then we want to look up Scriv. Not responding. Try again. And again. Alright, I think I had this at $2. I think we'll just leave it at 2. Had that before. Next, we have Abigail. What year is one? Yeah. Foil. We had it at 175. There's still not too many listings. No, seriously.
Are you still streaming?
Yeah.
Oh. So what are you doing when you're streaming? Is that you
Looking
doing
at prices.
Oh, okay. You didn't do up the sleeve yet?
No.
Okay.
I haven't listed any new cards yet either. I'm changing the prices on what we have listed.
Okay.
Because they've changed a lot.
Yeah, I know. You?
Give me a second.
Or never mind, I can wait.
Alright, so this one is, we're just gonna, I guess. God, I hate it when they drive the prices down so much.
Oh, it's it's release. It's
No,
coming.
I know. I know that. That's not the point. Alright, so we're just not even gonna include that in the price. be back in a minute, Yoda. Just relax. Alright, so I decided to drop that from $9 down to $4. I mean, I was going to go with 5 because it still has Swords of Plowshare on it, which is a really good card. But I'll just leave that there. I think the other thing that was included with that was the token, the Inkling token. Concealers. What is it? Conciliators. Conciliators. Killing me. So I might have to end the stream a little bit sooner than I wanted to because it doesn't seem like TCG player wants to respond. Now, granted, today they're probably overloaded with people posting stuff for sale in the new set. Yeah, it's just not loading now. Oh, maybe? Maybe it will. Finally. Not foil. Spirit. Foil. 25 cents, huh? So that gets included for free. And then Ceaseless Conflict. $2. price on that one. And next is going to be Helping Hand. And we're just going to say that one's going for free. And then Merchant of if I can spell right. Then Extended Art. 261. Just go $2. And then Living End and Smallpox. I had it at 3, so I'll drop it down to 250. And then Smallpox. Like $1. Alright, so we got 15, 16, 21, 23, 25, 27, 28, 28.50. We'll do 24.99. And it was at 39.99. So that's a pretty good drop, really. Alright. The only thing we got left is the land pack for the new set. Excuse me. And we had no watchers on that one, but dropped it down a little bit there. Where's the Got one watcher on it. Prices on this and see what we got going on. They don't actually have what it was before, but or how I had calculated it. I don't know where that piece of paper went. I'm just gonna write down prices as we go here. So I got Petrified Hamlet, Sundown Pass, Turbulent Steep. I think I had a list on my phone actually. Eclipse Steep, Dreamer Cascade, and an extended art and a regular of Great Hall of Citadel. Wait, sorry. It is foiled. It's like $2 now. I was listening or anything, just market value on that one. It's still a good land. Kind of changes like a opponent's land from any activated abilities to only being able to tap to add a colorless mana. Yeah, put in any deck really. Next is Sundown Pass. Foil. Steve. Extended art. $8. Eight. And Steve.
If you wanted to, you could
Dreamer Cascade. I mean, I kind of to the old illustrated artwork for the one for yes, it undercuts all of that, but I'm also like it's in a side. Great Hall of the Biblioplex. Like, I really don't like, I'm not gonna put like 170. Like, it's or 172. I'm just gonna drop it down anyway. So I might as well leave it at 150. Come on. No, no. This is killing me. $1.13. $1.
Sure.
What do you do? Shake off?
Oh no, the rug's not down.
Oh. Yeah, because we were still supposed to mop.
Yeah, and I didn't mop. I know.
Well, neither did I.
Sick.
I wasn't pointing that out for you.
I know.
50 cents. So total 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 18.99. Maybe. All right, and with that revision, that revises all of our listed cards that was from Secrets of Strixhaven. So tomorrow I'll probably be doing another stream where we're listing some more cards. So, anyway, so with that,